What's up, guys? Happy Fine Friday. How are we doing today? I'm going to get pulled over. We'll chat if you want to. I'm just out on the road. Who we got here? Bathy Crazy. What's up? Please. Yeah, got to make sure I say your name right. That's one I always struggle with, especially at night after I've had a gummy. Struggle with most things at night after a gummy. Hopefully, you guys have got great plans for this weekend. Hopefully, you got a lot of spring things planned. Maybe you're going to get out and go to the park or enjoy the weather. Hopefully, you guys have your weather has sprung. I keep seeing guys in places up north that it still looks cold, and that bothers me a little bit because I want everybody to have a warm day, warm spring. Some light in here. Casey, as always. Hey, Casey, you want some breakfast? That's some Wendy's shit fries. Casey, what you getting into this weekend? All kinds of stuff going on. Even if it's not a zombie weekend for you. Or a zombie Jesus weekend. I can't wait till Sunday. We're going to the zoo on Sunday. Me and the better half. I just put $25 worth of gas in the car and it filled it halfway. Not even halfway. Wonderful times we're living in. Casey, you still do the Easter egg hunts with your kids and stuff? Oh, did I say that out loud? Sorry. Forgot. Thought we weren't. I thought we were talking personally for a second there. Okay. It's interesting. Yeah. All right, I'm going to pull over here and we're going to have a little chat, if you will. You guys have anything you want to add? Come on. Give me a topic this morning. Mork the Orc. 69. There's a whole lot about that I really like. There's a whole lot about your name that I'm really digging on here. Mork the Orc 69. Yeah, I got to give you that, man. That's a good screen name there. Almost as good as Casey Battles. No, that's pretty funny. How are you doing today? You doing okay? I'm doing great. Gonna get out and do a little picking today, and I don't know what else I'm gonna get into. Hopefully, you guys saw my stream and some of my videos from the zoo yesterday. I don't know why, guys, but my monkey proctologist video got no views at all. It's got like literally 15 views. YouTube, I swear to God, man, I don't know what y'all are doing over there. I assume it's because I put proctologist in the title, that you guys don't want anybody to see anything that has to do with a proctologist. Well, what if I'm a proctologist that's trying to be a social media influencer? What then? I mean, I honestly, I don't understand it. I don't understand why. I don't understand how. I don't understand any of it. And Facebook, as far as Facebook's concerned, I just given up on Facebook. I just go over there simply to troll. That's the only reason I go to Facebook at all. They banned me for I don't even know how long. Every time I pop back on, it's another month, another 2 months. They can never say for what. It's never clear for what, and it's just fuck them, fuck them. I don't need Facebook. Facebook's irrelevant anyway. It's going to go the way of the dinosaur. Mm, thoroughly average. Casey, we got to get together and go do some haunted house shit. You, me, and your other half, or my other half. I know we planned that for a long time, but you know how the world works. I um I would love to go to up to the Thomas house, but the only thing about the Thomas house is we've been up there so many times, and now it seems like every other weekend they're doing those ghost hunting things, and that group of ghost hunters that they have up there. While I got nothing against them particularly, they it's gotten to be a money thing now. It's not. It ain't like it used to be. They've jacked the rates up for a room. Um, the food's still terrible. They serve dinner. They have a presentation where they show you the ghost hunters, and the ghost hunters when they were in Thomas House, and they have it set up in the kitchen. Kind of cool, but it's kind of cheesy because they've got all this merchandise and stuff they sell, and they have it set up to look kind of spooky in the kitchen with a stage and everything. Not the kitchen, the dining area. But yeah, and it's all right. But to be honest, the best nights I've had there is when I go on nights when there's no ghost hunters. Like it's better to go during the week sometime. If you go during the week, you can get a room for $100. You can share the room if you need to. Sometimes they have two double beds, and a lot of times during the week there's no one there. Now during the summertime, I don't know, but we usually go during the fall. We went one night and there was no one there. That was the best night we had there. We had a lot of experiences. Uh, they did tear our church down that was across the street that has something evil going on in it. And since they did that, it seems like the activity's gone down a little bit. But it's still cool. Great footage from there. What's up, Dark Sea Wolf? How you guys doing today? Yeah, guys. I I'm really, really concerned, when gas now, it ain't gonna be coming down. It ain't gonna be coming down for a while. And that's got me really concerned. We're easily looking at $5 a gallon. I thought the $5 would be by the end of March. So I was off on that one, but we're heading that way. We're absolutely heading that way with no end in sight. So what happens when you go out and you do dumb childish shit? You know, with no thoughts of the repercussions. That's what it's like living in America now. You know, you got a toddler who's just going and he's just sticking his finger in wall sockets. The problem is that everything he's doing is affecting you and me. You know, if he was just doing it and it wasn't affecting me, I would just sit back and laugh and look at him and go, "What a dumbass." But no, it's clearly affecting America now. It's going to be a rough summer. It's not going to be a bunch of trips the way they used to be. I mean, the vacations this summer are going to have to be staycations, so we're going to have to get creative and do things around, closer to us. Hey, Casey, I will tell you a good trip, a good day trip from Memphis is St. Louis. St. Louis is so underrated, man. I have so much fun every time I go there. We went and saw Ghost there last summer and had a blast. Went up in the arch, went over to the freaking courthouse where the Dred Scott case and all that, and just did so many things. And what was really cool about it was I was in St. Louis. We went to a Ghost concert downtown, and then after it was over, our hotel was, I don't know, somewhere in downtown. We were far away from the arena. And we didn't give a shit. We just started walking. So we're walking around in downtown St. Louis, taking pictures of the wonderful architecture because they've got some beautiful stuff up there. Not even concerned. You know, you hear so much stuff about your safety and how you're going to get killed when you go into these major cities. Man, we talked to two homeless people. We wound up, the only reason we wound up getting an Uber is because we wanted some White Castle. We wanted some White Castle. It was after the concert. We were getting the munchies. You know, it was midnight or whatever, downtown St. Louis. But I was talking to her about that last night, about how great a trip that was, and how I think the reason that we have great trips is because we don't fear human beings. We're not, we've risen above that a long time ago. We didn't fall for that trap that they put in place for us to constantly fear other people. How you doing, Holly? Tell them, Jen. What's cracking, my left-wing liberal friend? How you doing, man? Big K5. Dude, you down in the dumps. Gas prices will come down. Iran is a terrorist country. I don't give a shit about Iran. I could give two shits about Iran. I don't buy into any of the bullshit that they were somehow going to have nuclear weapons that they were going to be able to shoot across the motherfucking ocean. Come on, man. Don't fall for that shit. If we weren't over there, they wouldn't be fucking with us at all. At all. It's all about the fucking oil, and it always has been. And, we wonder why we get attacked by terrorists. Well, get the fuck out of our fucking countries, man. Why are we in everybody's motherfucking country? I don't care about Iran. They need to be going after Saudi Arabia because Saudi Arabia is where 9 of the 11 terrorists from 9/11 were born. They talk about Iran being the largest state funder of terrorism. Bullshit, it's Saudi Arabia, and it's not even close. And Saudi Arabia is even more disgusting because they try to play like they're an ally, and they're not an ally. They're not an ally. What's up, Uncut Jaw? How you doing? Yeah, I don't care about none of that. I don't care about none of it. They can kill each other over there for all I care. Religious wars, not on my radar. You want to go kill each other for your gods, you go do that. You go do that. Don't include me. Unfortunately, I have to be included. I have to be included in $5 a gallon gas. I have to be included in $6 chocolate fucking syrup, Hershey's chocolate syrup, $10 a pound hamburger meat. Yeah. So, yeah, I kind of fucking have to deal with it. And it pisses me off. And toddler going around just poking shit. Oh, does this work? Does this work? Man, today they were talking about that they're going to require people to fucking have IDs to register for school. Yes, that's a thing that they've always had. Always had. I don't It's like we're doing things just to be doing things that are already there. That's what Trump does. He goes and he finds something and he goes, "Oh, there's a problem over here," and when there's not really a problem. And then he tears some shit down and then he resets it to exactly the same way it was. And he says, "Ta-da! I fixed the problem." Yeah, it's a little annoying living around dumb fucks like that. You know, I pride myself in using my brain and being curious and learning every day. Yet I'm around morons who just don't care to learn, don't care to learn, don't care to know, don't care about science, don't care about don't care about other people. Only thing they give a fuck about is themselves. And it gets a little old. You know what I mean? Gets a little fucking old. Iran would be exactly like North Korea if they got nuclear capabilities. You do realize that we had a fucking we had an agreement with them, right? You understand that we had the best agreement they were ever going to reach, but because it was made by a black man, Trump came in there and said, "You know what? Fuck that. I don't want that," and tore it up. And now he talks about we're gonna educate you guys this morning, okay? He talks, if you ever hear anything about us giving Iran a pallet of fucking cash, turn around and walk away because you're dealing with a bunch of dumb fucks. The money that Iran was getting was their money. It was their fucking money. Understand that, man. Why y'all gotta do this shit to me this early? I'm in a good mood today. Fine Friday. And y'all gotta start on my ass. I'm gonna use this time. I'm gonna use my platform real quick to let everybody know. If you don't like what Liver Cheese does on his channel, unsubscribe. Starting to see some things that I didn't see before. And I'm not gonna be swayed by it. I may like you as a person, I may love you as a person, but don't tell me what to do with my platform. I'm gonna do what I want to do with my platform. I've worked hard on it. I want you to come along with me, but if you get offended and you're so offended that you can't be a part of the dialogue anymore, then it's time to unsubscribe. Or go for a ride. Go for a ride. Man, I've been coming up to the bins here lately, try to pick. And it's getting worse and worse every day. Um the the donations have dried up. People understand the situation the country's in now. Getting ready to go into a very deep recession. So they're not they're not donating their stuff. They're not donating any stuff anymore. I can see it being a picker. It happened after it's happened a few times. You can always tell when the economy's in rough shape. When it's in rough shape. Because people stop donating, people stop they hang on to their stuff. There's a lot of ways you can tell. A lot of ways you can tell. Make a point without talking shit. What point do you want me to make, bro? What point do you want me to make? Please tell me. Tell me what you want me to say, or get the fuck out of here. I don't have to listen to you. There's 3,700 people who come in here to listen to my fucking content. Do 3,700 people come into your whatever it is you do to listen to you? I don't think so. Yeah, whatever way you celebrate this weekend, though, I hope you have a lovely weekend. Really do. Chocolate's going to be, your chocolate eggs are clearly more expensive this year than they were last year. I couldn't believe that shit when I walked in and saw Hershey's chocolate syrup for almost $6 for a regular 16 ounce of that. I was like, that's it, man. You hit me in so many different ways. And now you're going to hit me in my chocolate syrup? Nah, man. Sorry, I'm talking with my mouth full. I'll turn the camera around. Check it out. This is my view. And it's backwards. I'm going to take advantage of Sunday and be at the zoo. Because you know damn well Sunday at the zoo is going to be empty. I'm so looking forward to that. I mean, it's a giant zoo. Yesterday was packed, but I was still able to make some good content. It's not so much the giant crowds, it's the hundreds of thousands of screaming kids running around. But that I get it. They get excited. They're at the zoo looking at animals. I get it. Sometimes they provide some really good content because they always get surprised by the baboon's red ass. They always get surprised when they see a monkey doing something disgusting, which they do all the time. So yeah, that part of it I'll miss, but it'll just be nice to have the zoo kind of to ourselves. And I don't know if I'm going to live stream. I'm definitely probably going to shoot some videos, but I want to ride the tram. I want to ride the train. I want to do a couple of times on the zip line. Yeah, Sunday's going to be really fun. Over here to my spot. We'll turn the camera around and look at my ugly ass one more time. I don't remember if there's anything in the news going on that we could talk about this morning. Anybody got any? Is there anything happening in the news that we need to talk about? Oh, besides Pam Bondi getting fired. There were 176,000 jobs added in the month of March. Okay, what does that have to do with anything? How does that affect? What are you trying to say, Big 5K? I don't think I mentioned jobs. I mentioned gas and food prices. But all right, what else we got? You're heading for communist country. You keep voting for communist. I'm sure enough young ones coming up with some. I don't think you understand what that word means. I mean, what the fuck are you talking about, bro? Do you please define the word communist before I shred your ass? Oh, I got to turn the camera around before I shred you. All right. You're not going to get me with labels and describing our country, okay? We're a socialist country. We always have been a socialist country. If you don't believe that, then look at how many people fucking take our socialist programs. And let's look at where those people are. Here's what's going on in Memphis. Here's what's going on in Memphis. It's pissing me the fuck off right now. Okay. In Memphis, we have a red state, or we're a blue city, solid blue city in a red state. So we got this little worm, Brent Taylor. He's a Trump Trump ball licker. He comes down and they want to act like they're putting cops everywhere and the crime rate's going down, yet they're doing absolutely nothing. Absolutely nothing are they doing. Now we've got Nashville and the Red Hats up there really digging into our school system down here, looking for fraud, saying they're going to go after people. So it doesn't look good, man. It doesn't look good. You being a white motherfucker up there from Nashville coming into our city and saying that you're going to take control of our fucking city school system. No, you're not. No, you're not. It's just the same old routine where you want to focus on black people, brown people, yellow people, and you want to blame them. You want to blame them for all the fucking financial difficulties in this country, but you don't want to look at a motherfucking billionaire. Are you kidding me right now? They want to tell poor people what they can and can't. Think about that this weekend on Easter weekend, okay? Think about how in Tennessee and in a lot of other states, they're trying to tell poor people what they can and can't buy with their SNAP benefits, their safety net. They're trying to tell them that they can't buy sugary stuff, sugary sodas, sugary things like that. Go fuck off, man. You know how disgusting that is to tell somebody, well, here's some money, but you can only spend it on this. You can't spend it on this. Fuck right off, man. Fuck right off on your Easter weekend. Go fucking enjoy your Christian fucking holiday and sit up there and try to act like you're mightier than everyone else while you're doing shit like that. Disgusting. Disgusting, fake, red hat motherfucking Christians. The number one enemy of this country. And if you don't like what I'm saying, unfucking sub me right now, please. No, I demand that you do that. All right? Let's clear some shit up today. Nobody's going to tell me what I can and can't say on my own channel. Understand that. Holly. Basement Billiards, what's your fucking issue today, man? Huh? What made you come in here and want to fuck with me? Could be anywhere you want to be right now. Go. Go wherever you want to be. Wasting our times in here. Talking to you and it's like talking to let me go find what it's like to talk to basement billiards. Oh, hi, Receipt. How was your day? Oh, I can't hear you. How was your day? Did you meet a lot of good people today? Did you make change in the world today? Huh? Huh? Billionaires are good people. Why would you say that, Mr. Receipt? Racists are good people. Why would you say that, Mr. Receipt? Answer me. Doesn't want to answer me. Mr. Receipt gets thumped the fuck to the side. It's a billionaire that funds the Democrat Party, all the protests. Big 5K. Did you look at my live on Saturday? Did you see me down there? I didn't get paid a cent. No one around me got paid a cent. No one. So what you meant to say is both sides take money from billionaires. That's what you meant to say. But actually, the red side takes a lot fucking more money from billionaires. The person that's going to win the presidency of the United States in 2028 will be an anti-establishment billionaire hunter. He will tell the world that billionaires should not exist. He will go after the top 1%. That person will win the presidency in a landslide. In a landslide, it won't even be close. Well, to be honest, a fucking broom handle right now could win the election in a landslide against Trump. But no, whoever it is, they're gonna draw people from both sides. Because we know what we want to hear. We know what the fucking problem is. Our eyes are open. So if you're coming in here today and you're part of my crew and you're all of a sudden you're saying, no, we don't know that it's billionaires. No, we don't understand that billionaires are the fucking reason for all of our problems in this country. Then maybe just go ahead and unsub, because maybe we weren't as close as we thought we were. No? All right, what to do today? What to do today? It's nice to be able to live a life like that, to get up and be able to be your own boss and go out and do your own fucking things without having to have a 9 to 5 every single day. I would hang myself if I had to have a 9 to 5 every day. Absolutely, there's no way I would do that. Not for me. Not for me. For some people, it's perfect. You know, some people like to put their head down, go through life. They don't like to look at problems. They don't like to look at anything in the world that doesn't affect them. Problem is, everything's affecting you now. Everything's affecting you. Without billionaires, there are no companies to hire. Martin, it's got to be the dumbest comment. I'm going to start that comment because it's the dumbest fucking comment that I think I've ever seen. Wow. Look at this, guys. Martin D1. Look at his comment there. Look at that stupid comment. Do better, man. Do better. Billionaires should have never been allowed to exist. We let them exist, and now we're in trouble because of it. Because they're so motherfucking greedy that 800 million's not enough. 900 million's not enough. A billion's not enough. Disgusting. And you protect them. And they also fuck kids, by the way. Might want to add that in there too before you start defending billionaires. Bye. He's gone. Look, man, I'm not going to wait around on you guys anymore. Okay, you either come along on the ride with me, or you don't. You know, you're not going to hem and haw and sit over here and one night, you know, kiss my ass, and the next night, because I said something that offended you, you're going to completely turn on me. Okay, we're not doing that. We're not doing that because you're proving to me that you're not a critical thinker when you start to do things like that. When I provide facts and you provide feelings, they don't counter each other. Facts always win over feelings. Always. Now, I can't stress to you enough how dumb we are becoming as a country. And you're either going to be part of the solution or you're going to be one of the dumb of the country. You saw that rocket launch the other day? Man, could you imagine if Trump had his way and got rid of these colleges and universities and higher institutions of learning and all this, what that launch would look like? That thing would go 10 feet up in the air and then go sideways and kill 100 motherfuckers. Yeah, that's the future we're looking at. That's the future we're looking at with the dumbing down of education. Why are we dumbing down education? Well, we're doing it for two reasons. We're doing it because the billionaires want dumb people below them. That way they can continue to take and take and take and take without people saying anything or standing up because they're too worried about the culture wars. Yeah, we've gone over this hundreds and hundreds of times, guys. Why all of a sudden are you trying to act like something's different today? There's nothing different about it. Billionaires are pieces of shit fucking worms who deserve no mercy from any of us. And they're damn lucky we don't torch up and burn all their fucking shit down. Damn lucky. But they keep pushing and pushing and pushing and pushing, and watch what fucking happens. Fuck around, find out. Did I say I wanted a free ride, Stick? Who are you, man? Are you ready to get sliced and diced right here? Show me where I said that I want a free ride. I'm waiting. Please tell me. Let's go. This fine Friday is going to turn out to be a bad Friday for you. Billionaires in this country and millionaires take in 85% of all new earned income in this great country. And you're okay with that. How pathetic are you, man? Stand up, be a man. You think it's okay for 1% of the population to take 85% of the fucking earnings? Are you mental? No, not Stick. That ain't no fact. That ain't no fucking fact. Look, here's the thing. You think you're look, man, we're not even on the same level, okay? I shouldn't even be communicating with you right now because it's like communicating with a fucking rock. When you tell me about how, well, billionaires pay 70% of the fucking taxes. Well, that doesn't tell me anything. All that does is prove my fucking point that they're making so much more money than everybody else that they're having to pay more taxes. Let me give you a fucking truth bomb, son. In the 50s, if you made over $400,000 a year, that shit was taxed at 90%. 90%. And it built this country. That built our country. It built our middle class. Somewhere along the way, a lot of people decided, fuck it, I'm just going to bend over and let people let people just screw me out of everything. Don't come in here defending billionaires, bro. Don't do it. Don't. I mean, how pathetic. How disgusting. What a disgusting person. Stick, you got exactly 3 minutes to make me not ban you out of here. Too late. I ain't fucking with y'all today. What's this? I never got a job from a poor man. And you never got another comment on my channel either, did you? You're right. It did start with Reagan. Relaxing. Finally, a voice of reason. Oh my God, relaxing. We have some dumb motherfuckers in here today, man. I'm not kidding you, bro. Billionaire ball lickers. They're all here. They're all here, man. They're out and about defending their fucking billionaires who wouldn't piss on them if they were on fire. Yeah. The boot licking billionaire ball lickers, pedophile protectors. They are out today on this Good Friday. Oh, you've been watching it? Okay. Yeah, man. I've had people that I thought I knew who are, all of a sudden it gets a little close to Easter, they're getting in their little feels. Don't like certain words being said, don't like certain things being talked about. I don't give a fuck. Go find one of the 900 other million channels out there, okay? I think we know who we're talking about here. What are y'all's plans this weekend? You gonna go eat a bunch of chocolate? What are we gonna do? Time is. I gotta keep my eyes on the time here. Shit. Charger. Charger's dead. Well, hopefully y'all have a lovely, safe weekend. And enjoy yourselves. Main thing, stay safe, I love you guys. I want y'all to be around for a while. But be safe on this holiday weekend. I don't know what that means. It's not like this is a weekend where there's a lot of drunk driving and stuff like that. I'm gonna drive a little bit. Give me 1 second. You're going a bus trip on Monday? Give me 1 second, guys. All right. Hey, relax. Let me ask you a question, bro. And feel free not to answer this because it is a private question. And maybe it's not something you feel comfortable talking about. And if that's the case, then I apologize asking it before I ask it. Hang on. Dumbasses have given billionaires control of everything: our food supply, energy, housing, of our water in some areas. Who's this? Sim Racing Central? Hell yeah, bro. Hit that sub button if you're not already. I bet you are, but hit that sub button because we need critical thinkers like you in our group, okay? We're moving on. We need the critical thinkers in here, so go ahead and hit that sub button. Please. You seem to know what you're talking about. No, I don't know if I want to ask that. It's a personal question. Relaxing. And I don't care. I would just like to know. But it's okay if I don't know. Because it's kind of a nosy question. But part of me kind of wants to know. Because well, I just want to know, am I an ally to you? I'll put it to you that way. Am I an ally to you? It's not a question I would ever ask anybody, about sexuality and stuff like that, who they choose to be with. Good people are good people. Good people are it don't matter. And you've heard it, relaxing, that I'm not, and I don't want to, this is a public forum. So absolutely, I don't want to ask anything too private unless you're okay with it. What's up, James? How you doing? Sometimes, sometimes it's hard. It's hard. You know, I want to protect downtrodden people who have the boots on their necks, which I'm one of, by the way. Um, but sometimes there's so many battles, one battle after another. What a great movie. But that's what it feels like for us. So, all I want people to know is that whatever your battle is, whether it's for poor people, whether it's for gay people, whether it's for immigrants, I don't know a lot of times, who the people are out there, and what your main issue is with the current government. So it's hard just to throw a love blanket over everybody. I mean, it's not. Wait, let me rephrase that. It's not hard to do that, but sometimes you want to know what certain people are standing on their rights. What they're it's really what really relaxing. What's your number one issue with besides billionaires with the current administration? If you don't mind sharing that, but if you do, that's okay too. I don't have to know. But we all have something that we come to liberties, and I don't want to be, I don't know, sometimes I feel like I'm not giving a certain group or a certain people enough talk, enough chat, to talk about things that they really want to talk about. It's difficult. It's very difficult because so many people have so many grievances. But I love you. I love you. I love every one of you. I just, you can't, sometimes, Liberties is going to say certain things. Certain things are going to come out of my mouth about certain groups. And if you're not a part of that group, then you shouldn't have, you can have an opinion, but it shouldn't irritate you enough that you want to, call me out on stuff. Because I don't think I'm going after anybody that's not bad. I don't think I come in here and rip on people that are good people. A lot of nastiness, whole lot of nastiness in this country. And man, I hate it. I really hate it that my number one issue is the attempt right now to take away our right to vote. You have an actual choice in how our government is, and the Save Act bullshit. Sim racing, what a great thing to be pissed off about, brother. I'm with you right there, and I'll be right there. I'll be the first one on the streets if his dumbass even attempts it. He's not going to attempt it. He's not going to attempt it. He's getting a smackdown everywhere he goes right now. Judges everywhere smacking him down. And of course, everybody wants to say, oh, it's liberal judges. Guess what? I don't give a fuck what kind of judges they are. This country is about checks and balances. And this idiot has gotten away with too much stuff with no checks. How many people is he going to try to prosecute with no proof, not a shred of evidence, just his feelings because they had dared come after him? Here's the thing, Donnie. Don't do fucking illegal shit and nobody will come after you. How about that? Let's agree on that. You don't do illegal shit and we won't fucking come after you. It's really a simple premise. It's one we should all follow. Don't do illegal shit if you don't want people to come after you. Yet he's going after all the innocent people out there who dare raise a voice to his actions. It's a tyrant, is what it is. It's a dictator. It's a fascist. So that's a great thing to be big about there. The voter ID. I served in the Navy 7 years on a ranch in Larson Valley, California, and I'm just taking care of my 3 dogs and Mary, my grandma with dementia. There you go, John. John, and that's great, man. I love that you're your whatever your beliefs are. I love that you're focusing in on your own and your family and everything, and more people could do that. But also, um, we have to admit that the things that this child has done is affecting everyone. Everyone. I don't care what hat you wear. We're all in this together now. We're all going to be paying $5 a gallon gas. We're all going to be eating poor people food because the billionaires are trying to make chicken fingers and all that quality food while they no steaks for the poor people, no sugar, no sugary drinks, no sweets for the poor people. If you happen to be under any government assistance, which by the way, Liberties is not and has never been. The only time I've ever taken any government assistance was when the flood in 2010 in Nashville, Tennessee, wrecked my job, and I wanted to continue to work with that company while they rebuilt. So I did take unemployment for a time being until they got reopened. That's the only government assistance I've ever taken. So if you have that one lined up, ready to throw at me, then just go ahead and pull that bullet out because you ain't using it against me. It's funny because a lot of the people bitching and complaining about minorities in this country are the same ones living off the government teat. Yeah, a lot of those red states out there, they a lot of government assistance going on in those states. Yeah, it's really gross, man. When you really break it down, we are one racist ass country. My God. My God, we're a racist country. Don't have to be. Don't have to be, but we are. No one wants to discuss those things, the big important things that would change the world. They don't want to talk about that. They want to talk about what a foreigner or what a minority's taking out there. They don't want to talk about what a billionaire's taking. Make it make sense. Going after all the poor people, the fraud and the SNAP benefits, going after that. That's all you need to look at. Going after all the American people, the working American people, going after them, not touching the billionaires. You don't hear nothing about any investigations into corporations, and that's what we need to be doing. We need to be exposing these corporations for their criminal acts. And maybe one day we will. Fingers crossed. All right. I'm back where I can talk. Relaxing music. I hope you appreciate my wife was Korean. The language is beautiful. I speak some now and some Spanish from taking years of Spanish in high school. Oh, relaxing. Thank you for being a voice of reason in here today. I come on these things in the morning. Into the streams where we have fun and talk about fun things too. I think that's wonderful, man. Relaxing. MAGA, simple question. If right-wing policies work so well, why are 9 of the 10 poorest states consistently red states? Woo, bringing the heat today. Nobody's going to answer that, man. They don't want to answer that. In times like these, man, the truth tellers become the enemies. And I become the enemy of a lot of people out there for speaking the truth, and that's okay. I've also become really good friends with a lot of people. A lot of really good people. And sometimes, some people think they're along for the ride, and then it's a little bit too much for them, so they back out, and that's okay if you're not ready for it. We got the cops out here somewhere, and he isn't a pedophile. Who isn't a pedophile? The man who's mentioned more times in the Epstein files than Jesus is mentioned in the Bible. Is that who you're talking about? Mentioned more times in Epstein files than Jesus is in the Bible. Hmm. Sometimes you just wonder, man. Your grandparents, everybody used to tell you, hey, if it looks like a duck and it walks like a duck and it quacks like a duck, guess what? It's a fucking duck. Some people don't get that. We need people who can accept others and the language and the diversity and inclusion. We live in one world. No one is alien here. Mars got called off. Mars isn't happening in our lifetime. Relaxing. I don't know if you watched any of my feed. I finally watched it back, or my stream from the No King rally. I finally watched it back yesterday for the first time, and I the one thing that I think I'm most proud of in that march is the fact that a couple of times I mentioned on the bullhorn, I let everybody know how beautiful it was to see all those different people from all those different backgrounds together. And I talked about America and how America is the most unique country in the world because we're multicultural. We have so many different cultures in our country, and that actually a lot of other countries around the world, that's what they admire most about America, is the fact that we have so many people here striving to make this country livable and great. Man, this country, we've been called great in the past, but we're not even we don't haven't even touched the tip of the iceberg on how great we can actually be as a people. If we have the best and the brightest here, we're keeping those people away from our country. We're keeping these intelligent people out of our country, and it's amazing, that we can't see it. That these people were Americans. All these great inventions and whatnot would be coming from our country. We're not going to have any great inventions anymore. Now, I think I talked about this the other day. Our great invention is going to be the toilet caddy. Where you can eat your food and have a place for your phone and everything right in front of you while you take a dump. That's good. That's what we're going to be known for. Inventions like that. Anyone out there believe the war is going to be over in 2 weeks? Anyone still believe that? I wish we had term and age limits for politicians, all the educated illegals from Mexico. No, I'm not talking about that, man. I'm talking about, the process to become an American. It's such a long process, and we have all these incredibly talented people from all over the world, um, mathematicians, statisticians, scientists, all over the world. They're not here. They're not here because we've demonized education. We may have a few, but not like other countries. That's what I'm talking about. And sure, there might be some brilliant Mexicans come up. I don't know. I don't know each of them individually. School didn't teach me that America bad. The people who kept trying to tell me America was terrible was MAGA. It's a good point. The whole thing is, it's like, I try to educate people every day. I run into a lot of African Americans around here, blacks, whatever you want to call them, and I try to educate them every day about the whitewashing of American history and how, you know, this current administration wants to come in and make it look like white people didn't do anything bad, which is the most ridiculous thing I've ever heard in my life. We did some bad shit. We did some bad shit, but we're also an amazing country. That's those people aren't us. That's what gets me more than anything. You know, those slave owners that we had there, that's not us. We're past all of that. So why do you feel like you can't just say, yeah, those white people did some fucked up shit, but guess what? That's not me. Simple thing. That's what I would want to be doing, and that's what I do every day. All right, somebody throw a lyric up there. We got to change the subject. Somebody give me a lyric. Nasty shit out of my mouth. I have a question for me, liver cheese. Go ahead, man. You got me, brother. You got my undivided attention. Relaxing. Please ask. Make it a hard one. That's what she said. Or he said. Come on, relax and bring it to me, brother. TTG moderator. What made you think I was gay? I didn't know, man. I didn't know. I was just like, you donated that $50 the other day, and I didn't know what you wanted me to go out there and maybe you wanted me to represent a cause or something. I don't know. I think maybe you came on that live feed that one night and we had what's his name there? Can't even remember who you came on with, but I didn't think that. I just wanted to know. I had a wonder. I was just like, and it doesn't matter. It doesn't really matter one way or another. I want you to know that I love you regardless, and I'm going to fight for you regardless. I don't know. I was just curious. People think I'm gay all the time, man. Well, they haven't come in here lately messing with me. And that's okay. They can think that. They can think that. You know why? Because I love gay people. I fight for gay people, lesbians, you know. Um I've met a lot of good ones in my life. I've met a few shitty ones too, not gonna lie. But relaxing, I didn't think that. I didn't. I mean, it's not like I just. I don't know. I don't know. Part of me wanted clarification for some reason, and I apologize for that. That was wrong. People think I'm gay all the time, though. It was a good question. I don't know, man. I don't know. I want to know you guys. I want to know y'all. You know, if there's any particular thing that you fight for more than other things, I want to know those. I want to know those things. That's all. I love you, man. I love you, and I don't know. I donated because I like the channel. I've donated more to others. I know relaxing. I again, if I mean, I never asked you flat out. You kind of figure things out, I guess. It's one of those things that, you never know how somebody's where they're at in that place. Maybe they're somebody who hadn't admitted things to themselves. Not saying you are. That's not what I'm saying at all. I'm just saying there's a lot of people out there who maybe have ideals that you don't understand, or reasons that you fight the way you fight. Relaxing, you're just a fighter, man. You're just a fighter. You're a lot like me, I think. A lot like me. A lot of my subs are, I think, a lot like me. Um, and I feel embarrassed about that. I mean, I don't know why it would even be something I needed to know. I don't need to know it. Sometimes I'm curious about things like that. If I'm sitting here and I do a off-color joke or something, how we joke about things at night, because it's all about intent at the end of the day. That's a word not many people talk about anymore. Intent. Was a joke or something you said, was it intended to harm others? Was it intended to just be dirty and nasty? And I think we overlook that so many times. I think it's, you've seen it. We make jokes about things. We make jokes about white people, black people, brown people. We make jokes sometimes because our differences are wonderful, but sometimes we can also laugh at our differences. We can laugh at our differences because we do have a lot of differences being in this wonderful melting pot that we call the United States of America. So I don't know. Relaxing. If I caused you any pause or anything, I do apologize for that, brother. I really do. No ill intent. Valid question, but nah, my man. I consider you a friend, and I value the same things you value. Thanks for relaxing. I appreciate you, man. As big as No Kings has become, 8+ million this past weekend. We need a strategy change instead of protests. We need a national day of strike. Now, see, Sim, you're talking about you're talking about solutions. I love to hear that. And I get it, man. We're like all like, what's next? What's next? We showed up on the streets. We let everybody know, that there's more angry Americans out there than most people are willing to admit. And that's a start. But yeah, we gotta get in there. We gotta, at a local level, we gotta elect people who are. And it's really scary to me, guys, because I'm not gonna lie. There's people on the left that are just as invested in corporate interests as people on the right. So, I mean, what happens if we do change everything in the midterms, and then a lot of these people that we put into office wind up being, beholden to corporate interests like everybody else? Then we don't really have that true change. I mean, it's hard to say it out loud because you don't want people to think that you're threatening violence or anything like that. But at the end of the day, man, it's just going to take the American people getting up off their knees and seeing enough, and you've heard the saying that sometimes you got to make good trouble. We need a lot of good trouble in this country, because the other side, while we go out there and we stand up and we think we are making a difference by showing the world that we exist and we're here and we're very powerful. The other side, all they look at it as is a bunch of clowns out on the streets. You know what I mean? So I don't know. I don't know how you convince a 20 to 30% segment of America who thinks that anytime you say anything at all about the way our lives are and or how we're living that they think you just fucking hate Donald Trump. They think that you just have TDS. You know what I mean? How do you get through to those people? What do you do? Did you notice the haters have vanished instantly? Relaxing. Did you do that relaxing? Did you get them out of here? I don't know. You can let them through if you want to, man. Somebody throw a lyric up, please. Let's do this. OG Kicks, what's up, man? What's up, man? I don't know. Whatever you guys have planned this weekend, I hope you have a wonderful weekend, even if you don't have anything planned. You know, it can be an alienating weekend for a lot of people who might not be dyed in the wool Christians, or might be agnostic like me, might be atheist. I like to let people know that if those are things that you're not going to be celebrating this weekend, then don't feel left out. We'll have to do some Easter events all weekend. Now, and I'm not going to be making fun of JC. JC's pretty cool. He's real cool, actually. JC's real cool. So you're not going to hear hate from about JC out of my mouth. It'll only be about white evangelicals, white supremacist evangelicalist, Christian nationalists, if you will. We're getting to this place that's really getting old quick. It's getting old quick when you see Pegseth over there talking about, quoting Bible verses and Armageddon and how we got to take care of business over in this holy war. That's a little you're violating into my rights now. Okay, they're wanting to force this fake Christian nationalism on the country, and I see it, and I ain't happy about it. And it's just it's so ignorant. It's so ignorant. You realize that a religion is for you. It's for you. It's your own private thing that you got going with whoever you believe our creator is. That's all. That's for you. It is not, however, your job to come after me and tell me you're going to do this. You're going to pray to this God. That's not happening. It's just not happening. That's your religion. You keep that to yourself, okay? Religion and politics, you keep that behind your closed doors, all right? I don't need to hear about what you think being a Christian means when you have no idea. No lyrics, not saying any lyrics. Hope I didn't chase them off. He did, it's okay. Some people weren't going to get through to. Part of the reason is people seeing Trump as a disease. He isn't. He's a symptom. These people have been here forever. You're absolutely right. You have another question? Go ahead. Relax. I'm going to respond real quick to Sim Racing. You're absolutely right with that. He's not. It's been here for. It's been here since Rush Limbaugh. It's been here since Rush Limbaugh. It's been here since Fox News decided they weren't going to be news anymore. They were going to be opinion. That's when it really all started. But I personally, you say Ronald Reagan. A lot of people say Ronald Reagan, and I agree with some of that. Ronald Reagan, he did some good and some bad for this country. He did a lot of bad though. But he also made us believe in America again for a while. It seemed like. But yeah, it was Rush Limbaugh. If you want to get down to it, he was the guy that started the whole dumbing down, the whole my opinion matters, even if it's disgusting. So I'll blare it all over the internet, all over the radio stations, all over the world. He was the first one that got that platform of hate, of blaming others for your own issues. not even your own issues, the issues created by the billionaires up top. Go ahead, relax, and give me that question. Give me that question. Don't hurt me too bad, brother. Don't hurt me too bad. Oh man. Sometimes I think it's funny how we talk about socialism and like it's the devil, and here we are celebrating a holiday where we let kids loose to go find free stuff, free candy. Go find the free stuff. Go dig into the ground, or not dig into the ground. Go find the free candy. It's just it's so ironic to me that people don't see these kind of things. Come on, relaxing. This must be a bad one, man. If you're taking this long to write it. All right, here we go. If I watch your channel and I watch these people attack you, would you rather me stay aside and watch or comment? Not in my hateful way, just saying hi. But you use your best judgment, man. You use your best judgment. I trust my mods. I don't want you guys to, if somebody is just coming in and they're, the first thing they're saying is, they can come in and say Trump 2024, 2028, whatever they want to say. I don't care about all that. But when they start personally attacking, threatening, things like that. I've turned a few people on here. Today, I don't think I'm going to be turning anybody. I'm kind of, in this place where I'm not going to be good for turning people to our side right this second. Or not even to our side, just to open dialogue. When I say to our side, that makes it sound so divisive. So relaxing, I trust you, man. That's the answer to that. That's the answer to that. To be honest, relaxing, yesterday I did that stream from the zoo, and I kept it going because we had a lot of people in there watching. And I wound up getting quite a few subs after I shut that stream off. I think I got 10 to 15 subs on that stream. And if I'm doing stuff like that, clearly I'm going to go back and do more stuff like that. I think that and I believe in that stuff. I'm not doing that stuff just to get views. I believe in it. I see people comment and tell me, "Hey man, your funny monkey video or whatever brightened my day. I needed that." When I get a few of those, that makes me go, okay, now I'm going in a direction that's not so divisive, where people can maybe. But then what happens is I'll get like 10, 15 subs, and then I'll check it the next day and I'll have lost a couple. And that's probably because they go and they look at my other videos and they go, what the hell's going on with this guy? I thought he was this loving, peaceful animal person, and I am, but I'm also not a phony. You're going to see multiple facets and sides to me. You're going to see that I'm not a fake. I'm not a phony. I'm not going to bullshit you. All right. So that just is what it is. It's really upsetting though that my monkey proctologist video didn't get any. It did well over on TikTok, but it didn't do anything on YouTube. Very strange. The only thing I can think is because I put proctologist in the title, and I think that the AI said no, people aren't going to see that. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put that video back up under a different title because it's a funny video. It's a funny video, and I want people to see that video. What else is going on? Wasted days and wasted nights. Freddie Fender. Yeah, Freddie Fender. I hadn't had anybody come in here and call me Les Claypool. Nice. Dialogue is the best medicine. It is. It is relaxing. And some days, some days I'm just driving potential new viewers off. But some days you just got to vent it. You got to get it out there, and then if they stick around and they see other things we talk about and sing about, and I did a damn hour stream yesterday just walking Mose, my dog, and actually had 10-15 people the whole time. There's a market right now for people who can't get out of the house, who would like to go on adventures daily and go to different places. There's absolutely a market for that. And man, if I had money, I'd be doing it all over the place. I'd be driving up to St. Louis, to Nashville, to Little Rock. I'd be going to all those places and doing some roadside attractions and just positive stuff. Because even my dirty stuff, when I get a little randy on my zoo stuff, like the monkey proctologist, it's still innocent stuff. It's not like I'm on there MFing this, MFing that. I'm not. I try to use my zoo voice when I'm in the zoo. I don't want to be going around cussing and yelling and screaming, because that's not that kind of place. I get into that place and I'm automatically chill liver cheese. It just does it to me. And I want to share that with other people. I want to share that wonder, that childlike wonder. That's what I would love to see more people take a little bit of their time each day to explore that childlike wonder. We need it. We need it so badly. And we can all do it. Let's see here. I don't want to comment and run someone off who might have the ability to see something different because of the blue highlighted by my name. No, relaxing. That's all. It's all good, brother. That's all good, man. If I'm in here and they don't like what I say and I'm on a rant and you're like, "Oh, are we going to get the calm liver cheese?" Or that's okay. If I wasn't meant to get that sub right then and there, that's okay. Maybe down the line, he comes back in and sees me at a different time, or that's got to be difficult as a moderator to try to figure out what it is exactly I'm doing. So I appreciate you for that. I think y'all are doing a wonderful job. Don't overthink it, man. Don't overthink it. Just let it happen. If we get the people in who are who actually want to have dialogue, then that's cool. Some days I really go after those people. Some days I go after people who wouldn't think about subbing my channel. Maybe they look at the kindness stuff and that's what they're down for. I don't know. So there's going to be good and bad. You're going to like some of it. You're not going to like some of it. Hopefully, even if you don't like some of it, though, you at least understand what it is I'm attempting to do here. It really hits home to me, like because I've done the same thing, guys. After COVID, I'll never forget. I started watching Carpetbagger, and we all kind of lost our minds a little bit during COVID. There was bad stuff that happened on all sides. We overreacted to it, I think, in a lot of ways, because it was something new and a lot of people freaked out. And that's the thing. That's the thing with one side, though. You only get one chance with one side. If you're caught in a lie, even if it's a lie that, a lie that maybe, I don't know, was an innocent lie. Like, I'll give you a prime example. I know everybody out there, Fauci, how he had his entire career ruined because he had the gall to say that he reversed on masks. He said at the beginning, he said that they can prevent it. I think he used the wrong word, and because of that, he had to come back and say, well, it doesn't prevent it. Well, no shit, it doesn't prevent it. Any critical thinker is going to go, well, it doesn't prevent it, but it helps. Every little bit helps. If you're walking around with a freaking towel, if you walk into a crowded restaurant or or retail place and you have a cold and you have a towel with you and you sneeze into the towel or whatever, that's going to offer some type of protection. It's not 100%. Nothing is, and that's what we can't get one side to understand. Just because something's not 100% doesn't mean it's not a valuable thing. Can I get an amen for that one? Because that's the truth. That's just the truth. But yeah, Fauci lost his entire career because of that, Probably unsafe wherever he goes. People want to hurt the guy. I don't know, but back to the original point, I was watching the carpetbagger, and the carpetbagger helped me mentally. I couldn't get out. I couldn't go to these places, and I've always been curious, and he was there. He was doing it. And so I watched, and I went on these adventures with him. And I finally got a chance to meet the guy, and I wanted him to know that not only was I a fan, I just wanted to let him know how important and valuable his content was for me at the time and how it helped me make it through all that and mentally be okay. So that was I glanced down, saw a comment, and lost my train of thought. But I'm just saying, yeah, I think that the people who he's selfless, You'll have to watch the guy to understand he's his closest thing to Mr. Rogers I've ever seen. And I've always loved Mr. Rogers, and I don't know. I think that's valuable content because there's a lot of people. It took a while for my wife to kind of understand what I was doing. She was like, "Well, she didn't get that people tune into a personality because they like that guy's personality. It might not necessarily be the content." I watch some streamers, sometimes some gamers, and it might be a game that I'm not even really interested in, but they have a way of drawing me into to want to watch that game just because I like I like the comments they're adding to it. I like their narrative. It took me a while to help her understand that there are people out there who have close relationships with a lot of these streamers because of the things that the valuable content that they provided to people. And if I can make someone smile who can't get out of the house with a little animal goofiness, then I'm going to keep doing that. It's how I can help right now without getting myself arrested or killed. So when it looks like I'm jumping all over the place, I'm actually just trying to find a safe, smaller way to maybe make a difference. Auditing right now, man, it is something else. APA, he's getting sued by a guy. I got to look that up and see the details, but they're getting arrested left and right. They're getting punched in the face. Are they really making a difference right now? They absolutely are, but if that content's not being seen, then they're really risking their livelihood for something that their message might not be getting across to as many people as they need it to get across to. If we weren't in the middle of all the craziness that we're in right now, all the auditors would be huge. They'd really be huge because they were in there showing that, hey, man, these people that you trust above us, a lot of times they're morons. They don't know the law any more than you or me. Isn't that surprising? It should be. That was huge for a while, but right now the war, the ICE coming in, all the craziness going on, it kind of shuffles them to the back. They'll be back. There ain't no doubt about it. They ain't going nowhere. As long as there's tyrants out there, there's going to be auditors out there. Sorry, I haven't read your comments here. Let me see what we got. once that awe is gone, it's hard to get it back, man. Life robs us of that. Seems the only place I find it is through arts, music, and movies, etc. Sam, you understand? You understood what I was saying. You got it. That wonder of being a child. Adam the Woo really pushed his channel on that. That's all he really wanted to do. He started his channel a kid. He was in a restaurant, and a kid was so excited about getting a Happy Meal. Was jumping up and down, and mom was like, "Yeah, you can get a Happy Meal," and the kid's like going crazy, over a Happy Meal. And I remember that. I remember what that felt like. I remember what that felt like before the world jaded me. And I'm always trying to recapture that. I want to recapture that and share it with others that might not get it, but that 1 in 10 might get it. And as long as I'm hitting that 1 in 10, then I'm making a difference. Thank you for that comment. That was great, Sim Racing. Last weekend in the game was hilarious. We got a little rowdy. Okay, I got a little rowdy, but it was fun for me. Yeah, relaxing. You had some. You were on fire. That was this week, Bob. Well, no, that was last week. Holy shit, it was last week. Yeah, time flies. Wait, was it last week, or was it Tuesday? I don't know. I have to look at. I lose track. We need to do another one. Well, it's Friday night. Tonight would be a good night to do it. Anybody got any plans tonight? Let's do another Bar Logic tonight. That's a game. In case you weren't in here the other night, we were playing this new game, and I think it went over pretty well. Relaxing, you were having a good time. It's okay, man. It's okay. We were enjoying it. Most generally in his hand to mouth contact. The authoritism during the pandemic, where they were arresting people for not wearing masks. I don't remember people getting arrested for not wearing masks. I don't remember that. I remember people getting thrown out of places for not wearing masks. I don't recall people getting arrested, though. I don't know. Maybe you got some, you got any sources or remind me who got arrested? I'd like to see that. A lot of those people wind up getting arrested not because they didn't want to wear a mask, but because they disturbed the public. They started raising hell. Believe me, man, I worked in retail. During that time, and it was rough. It was really rough. We were just trying to keep people safe, according to the CDC. I believe that during times of crisis that we come together as a country and we do some things we might not want to do. Part of it. All right, what do we got? I found music reaction videos during COVID. Being Gen X, it's fun to watch these younger generations experience the music I've loved forever. You know what? Sim Racing. It's another amazing comment. I have a family member that they're not really in my life anymore, but I'll never forget, man. I love reaction videos. I love music reaction videos. If it's a song that affects me in a certain way, I know to some people that may be weird, but I like to see other people, how it affects them. It's almost like when you go to the movie theater. The movie theater is it's a communal experience. Is that the right word? You go there and you feel other people laughing, and you feel other people around you crying, and it gives you a moment to connect with others. That person over there, wow, look at that person over there. They're experiencing the exact same emotion I am. They get it. They get what I feel. That's valid. That's a validation of your feelings. So I get that, man, and I love those reaction videos. I do the same thing. However, my cousin, did I say that out loud? Anyway, a family member, one time I was excited to show him a reaction video, and he sat down and he just looked like, why would I want to watch that? Why do I give a shit what anybody else thinks about that song? And I've never been more sure in a single moment that I was more different than another individual than I was right then and there. I was like, wow, there's actually people who don't understand what this means to some people to see other people react to things that you enjoy. So thank you for that comment, man. Me and you are vibing right on the same level here, Sim Racing. I appreciate you. Hello, everyone. I'm new here. What's up, Sleepy Time Video? Sorry it took me 3 minutes to get to your comment. Gen X Press knows where I live, and I know where he lives. Exactly no, but we're about 2 hours away. In the South, never met, would like to, just to hang out with someone with a like mind in a world. It's gonna happen, bro. It's gonna happen. Relax. That's one good thing, man. You know, this summer, if we're all if we're all confined to, you know, day trips around us instead of our big trips driving across the country because of $5 gas, understand that, you know, you're only a couple hours away. Little Rock's only a couple hours away. St. Louis. That's why I do love Memphis, because I'm very close to a lot of destinations that I can get to and spend 1 or 2 days, you know, and not have to break the bank to get to. I can go to Atlanta. I go to Nashville. I can go to Chattanooga. I can go to Knoxville, Gatlinburg. I could go to Tupelo. I could go to St. Louis. Little Rock. I mean, it's all right there. I'm actually only 7 hours from a beach. I could make it down to Pensacola in 7 hours. If I get an urge to do that. And the cool part is you're all going to come with me. You know, I might not stream the entire thing, but if I go somewhere and I have opportunity to bring you something that I've never seen before, I'm definitely going to try to share it with you. So yeah, that could happen. That could happen this summer, relaxing. We could wind up getting together, having a drink, shooting the shit. It'd be fun. People weren't arrested for not wearing masks. They were arrested for not leaving a private business, for not following the rules of the business. Thank you there, Sam. That's what I was talking about. And when he mentioned that, I was like, I don't remember that. I just remember people getting really pissed off when other people tried to follow CDC guidelines. I mean, I tap dance around that for a long time. Red hats. Hey man, did you ghost me? No, I didn't ghost you. What do you mean? You subbed and liked? You're from Indiana. Sleepy Time Videos. What part of Indiana? Big 5K. I didn't ghost you. What were we talking about? Sleepy Time Videos. What part of Indiana, man? I try to get up there to the southern tip of Indiana. A little place called Santa Claus, Indiana. I'm sure you're very familiar with that. I will absolutely be making a trip to Holiday World this year. It's in my price range. It's within distance. I can get away for a day or two and still be back here to take care of my business. So if you've never ever wondered what's in Santa Claus, Indiana, there's a place called Holiday World, and it is one of the most underrated amusement parks in the country. So if you like that kind of stuff, I'm definitely going to shoot some content from there. Cool. Danville, Indiana. I mean, I know I can't. Is it right out? Is it outside Chicago's? Wait, Chicago's Illinois, so it's not outside Chicago. I think I've been through Danville at least once. The name sounds very familiar. I've been to Terre Haute. I've been to Santa Claus, and I wanted to go up to Indiana Beach. I know they've got a kind of eclectic amusement park up there. I'd like to get to one day. Oh, you're in the center of Indiana? Okay. Why are you the world's greatest? Casey Battles. Casey Battles always coming in and checking shit out. Man, Casey Battles, don't think I don't see what you do every day. I see you popping in there. Means the world. You know it means the world. You know it means the world to me. Casey Battles could be somebody Liver Cheese knows. That's all I'll say. Could be somebody that lives in the area. Could be a wonderful person. That's all I'll say. 40 minutes south of Indy, isn't it, Danville? 15 minutes west of Indianapolis. See, I think that's how I went through there. I dated a girl from Terre Haute up there for a little bit. What a story that was. Maybe I'll share it with you sometime. It's a hell of a story. And we wound up going over to Kings Island, and maybe we went through Danville. I got to go, guys. Signing off. Actually, I'll keep you up. I'm going to turn the camera off for a second. All right. All right, guys. Sorry about that. Got kicked out of my studio. I was in studios. He's got a real job to get to. Today, I don't know what we're going to be doing. I'm probably just going to go pick today. Probably going to head that way right now, as a matter of fact. Need to try to find some stuff because the stuff hasn't been there. Try to find a place to sit down and holler at you guys. Somebody's having a picnic over there. How nice. Like to see people having a picnic in their own neighborhood. All right, let me see what we got. All right. Who's somebody from Oklahoma? Oklahoma gas prices are $3.09. Thank you, Casey. I worked in Crawfordsville a couple of years. Where in Oklahoma, southwest near Lawton. Well, I mean, I'm happy for you, man. If you got $3.09 gas, all I would tell you is go ahead and go on out there and fill up as much as you can, because no one's immune to this. No one's immune to this. I saw $4.19 last week in Memphis at one gas station. Now, the gas stations that I usually go to, it's between $3.79 and $3.99 right now. So, if you're lucky enough to have those prices, I would tell you, good for you. Don't expect it to last much longer. It's so funny, guys. The other night, Trump came on with his speech, and usually when a president comes on with a speech, it's to calm the country down. Regardless of what you thought about Obama or Clinton or hell, even George Bush, even Bush Jr. Whatever you thought about those guys, it was always something that we needed and wanted and craved as a country in times of crisis, for the president to come on, and certain ones just had a way to make you feel better. I would think Obama was probably the best at that. He just had a way to make you, regardless of what you thought about him, if you listened to his words, he had a way of letting you know we're going to be okay. And then usually the world listens, and then the markets kind of level off, and everybody takes a deep breath and goes, okay, our president's telling us everything's going to be okay. Not with this guy. Not with this fucking guy. He came on to make people feel better about prices and about the war, and it had the exact opposite effect. Oil went up $10 a barrel immediately afterwards. Stock market dropped, and that's telling right there. To tell you everything you need to know. We're dealing with a president who governs for one side. He does not govern for the left at all. Doesn't do shit for us. Doesn't do a motherfucking thing for the left. So I'll say it again.
We're dealing with taxation without representation here in this country. Last time we had that, a little tea got thrown into a harbor, and the rest is history. So, Trump knows how much he's fucked up. He does. He every now and then he tries to correct it. He saw his numbers, so he fired somebody. That's what he does. That's his it's the way he operates. Finds somebody else to blame for everything and then fires them, uses them up, throws them away, which is why how anyone would take a job with Trump. That to me is mind-boggling. That anyone would dare risk doing something like that and destroying their own lives. I don't know, man. What do y'all think? Let me read some of these comments. Cool. I need to grow a goatee back out. It was fire red before. Now it's gray. Yeah, mine's all gray, brother. Gas $3.89 a gallon here. Yeah, that's about what it is here. Sleepy. I have a friend in Lawton, first name Lonnie. Lonnie in Lawton. Cool. He has a badass car, a Nova. He doesn't govern for his base either. Cutting SNAP, Medicare, medical education is an every side problem. I just don't see it. I like some things Trump has done, but not everything. I don't know. And what racing, what he says, it's not everybody wants to. Everybody goes after Trump clearly because of a lot of the things he does. But it's also a side effect from decades and decades and decades of us labeling each other as the enemy rather than regular people. I mean, it's as clear as day, guys. We got to the point where you got a little small segment of the population. All they care about is owning the libs. I don't understand that logic. I don't understand that logic. How did you become so enshrined in a political party that it's your entire personality? That's the whole point. When you go around and you're defending Trump to the hilt, why? There's no perfect man out there. Never been a perfect man. Never. To me, what do I look for in a leader? I look for somebody who I feel like is smarter than me. And I know 100% Trump's not smarter than me. He's the first president that I thought wasn't smarter than me. Maybe George W. Bush Jr. But that guy, he he was a puppet, but he had a lot of good qualities, that guy. Maybe not a lot. He had good sides to him. I don't look back at him anymore and think of him as I just think of him as being a useful idiot. I don't know, man. All I know is I just want to survive, and I want people to not hate each other over stupid shit. I want us to be more like the animals that I record at the zoo. Isn't that interesting? We're so much more intelligent than those animals, yet we can look at some of their basic behaviors and go, humans should act like that. I don't know, guys. We're going to be okay, though. We'll be all right. It's going to be a rainy day here today. That's okay. Tomorrow, we're supposed to get some storms, so Liberties might try to become a storm chaser. If anything, relevant blows through here that might be cool to see on camera, I'll definitely shoot a live, and show you those things. Let's sit down here and see if anybody has anything else to say, and I'm going to wrap it up and get to picking. I got to go make some money, or attempt to. Let's see what we got. All right, let me see. What good has Trump done? Name a policy. Amen. Getting the illegal immigrants out of our country, to close the borders, build the wall, and I can understand what he says, and doesn't talk word salads. Okay, well, here's what I want to ask you, Tom. It's an honest question. Okay. Okay, so the question is this. Originally, Trump said that, I don't know, maybe 5 million illegals have been come across the border when Biden. Now, first off, before we start there, let's erase this falsehood that the borders were open under Biden. The borders were never opened under Biden. The borders were exactly the same under Biden. And let's also acknowledge the fact that Biden tried to pass immigration reform bill, and Trump shut it down because he knew it was going to be a political issue. So he definitely used it for his campaign. Instead of taking care of the problem right then and there, he said, no, we're going to make it into a political campaign. Now, he said that 5 million people came across the border. Next thing you know, all of a sudden that number's 10 million. Next thing you know, that number's 15 million. I heard as high as 25 million illegals came across the border when Biden was president. So my question to you is, where are they? Where are they? Let's really think about that, okay? 25 million people. If you have a million, there's only 9 cities, or maybe it's 8 cities in the country that have a million people. All right, so where are these 25 new major American cities full of immigrants? I'm not seeing it. I'm not seeing it. It's not passing the smell test. Number 2, many Democrats want our illegals to come through legally. We want a faster way for them to come through legally, but we want them to be here legally. Absolutely, we want that. But we're also realists, and we understand that you're not going to get rid of these 25 million illegal immigrants overnight. Trump wants to do everything with the snap of a finger, and that's not how reality works. It never has, it never will. It's a complicated thing that needs complicated brains and people on both sides who are willing to give a little. That's all I'll say to you, Sleepy Time. Hopefully, you hear me. That's all I can ask, is that you hear me. And I appreciate that you were honest enough to come in here and say the things that you liked about Trump. And then we run into the notion that Democrats are allowing illegals to come into the country to illegally vote for them and risk a felony conviction. Think about that, guys. You're just trying to get to a place where you have a chance, as a country. Maybe you can make a little nest egg, not much, but you just want to send some money back home to your relatives who maybe are in a terrible situation in a terrible country. But hold on, let me read some of these real quick. That's a belief. Jesus is the only perfect one. He's got to be a typical Christian. He's got to claim Christianity. He got that stupid Christianity look to him. Sleepy time, you've been watching the news. I've been drinking all the hard drugs 22 years ago. Just weed in my meds. The doctors have me on. Good, man. I hope you're in good health, buddy. I hope you're in good health. That's another reason why. So, sleepy time, while you're here, I also want to let you know one of our mottos over here is it's not red versus blue, it's the 1% versus you. I really believe that. I think a lot of time we spend a lot of time wasting time yelling and bitching about these culture wars, when really, if we focus on the top 1%, we would take care of most of our business, most of our problems, not overnight, because nothing's solved overnight, but we could change things really quickly, very, very quickly. The people and the consumers have the power over the giant corporations. We just don't like to rattle cages. We don't like to make noise. When we know we're being screwed over, a lot of people just don't want to bother with it. They don't want to really, really look at where the problems are coming from. Problems not coming from those illegals. They could be bringing some problems in, but that's not the issue here. The issue is the billionaires taking all our money and forcing us to blame each other for not having any money. There's no unlimited piece of the pie. When you have the top 1% taking in 85% of all new earned income in this country, that should be a alarming enough stat for you to go, yeah, that's bullshit, no matter what side you're on, because it's not a never-ending pie. If you don't have consumers who can spend money, then the billionaires up top are going to find out. They're going to find out how much power we have. All right, let's read some more on this walk with liver cheese. I'm going to have to 20%. I'm glad you're not drinking anymore, man. I'm glad all that's happened for you. I don't like other people from other countries myself. I do not watch the news. The country, it was founded on Christianity, not Sharia. The country was actually it was not founded on Christianity. It was founded on freedom of religion. Freedom of religion. That's the whole purpose of our country. It's about being free to worship whoever you want to worship. Now, I keep hearing these buzzwords about Sharia law. They're going to try to put Sharia law. Well, how about some proof? I need some proof on that. Because to me, that sounds like that's a feelings thing that's not really happening. Now, if you can provide that proof, then we'll continue that conversation. Why would you not like people from other countries? Yeah, I was gonna touch that one, but I'll let you handle that one. I just don't like them. Who are them? I don't mind other people coming to this country for a better life, but there's a way to go about doing it. Doing it open borders. It's not it. Never had open borders, bro. That's no such thing. No such thing as open borders. Open borders have never been a part of this country. We've never had open borders. You've been fed this thing on Fox News over and over and over and over that somehow the gates to America have been open under Biden. Never happened. Never happened. People from any other color. The people that died crossing the borders, all the children that were sold into slavery is unacceptable. There is a way, it's expensive and it works. In God we trust. Amen. Big. I'm glad. I'm glad you and nobody's trying to stop you from saying in God we trust. Here's another fallacy we're going to get rid of right here. Okay. The war on Christianity. There is no war on Christianity. There's absolutely never been a war on Christianity. Proof, there's a church on every fucking corner. There's a church on every corner in this country. What's really happening is people just aren't that into it anymore. People are growing up. They're realizing, you know what? You don't get to tell me who my God is. You don't get to tell me if I believe there's a God or not. So this fictional war on Christianity, nonsense, complete nonsense. To the Christians who actually practice the teachings of Jesus Christ, good on you. Maybe you can save your religion. It's going to be difficult because you got a grasp of people who are very hateful people who want to claim moral superiority over others, even though they have none. Conservative Christians believe in Sharia law. So basically, you don't like anyone who isn't a white Christian. You're gaslighting. What am I gaslighting about? Speaking the truth. In God We Trust wasn't added to our coins and money until it was added to the coins a little bit earlier, but to the money it wasn't added until the 1950s. So there's that to prove to you that our country was not founded on Christianity. It was founded on freedom of religion. And whatever you say will not change my opinion on that fact, because that's a fact. It's a fact. I know you don't like it. You're losing bleeding members left and right. I would tell you, if you're bleeding members left and right, try some kindness. Try some kindness. Try to invite those immigrants in. Try to invite those African Americans in. Try to invite those brown people, those yellow people into your church. Get to know them. That would be my suggestion if you want to save that religion. Personally, organized religion can go suck a cock for all I care. Never been a fan of it. You don't need four walls to communicate with whoever your creator is. You just don't need it. There's no point. Well, there is a point in it, so they can get your money. That's the point. Signs everywhere, the signs fucking up the scenery, breaking my mind. So I got me a pad and a paper, and I made up my own fucking sign. I said, thank you, Lord, for thinking about me. I'm alive and doing fine. There's people out there, they donate their tithings. They take 10% of their hard-earned salary and give it to religious leaders. Why? Why would you do that? Why? Why don't you just take your money, throw it up in the air, and whatever God wants, he can keep? How about that? We'll do it like that, right? Throw that money up in the air. If God wants it, he's going to grab it and hang on to it. Otherwise, he's got no use for it. All right, what do we got? The borders were wide open. No, they weren't. Prove it. Prove it, Big 5K. Prove to me the borders were wide open. I'll take anything you got. Give me some proof. Give me some proof. The borders were never wide open. Never happened. Never happened. All those border agents were working all through the Biden administration. Now, if you have the proof, please put it up. We're fair. We're absolutely fair. We just need to see the proof. This is why Republicans are losing popularity. I think the correct word is bleeding popularity. No, the borders weren't wide open. Biden just started accepting asylum seekers, the ones Trump cut off. Thank you. There you go. There's your fact. There's your fact. For the better of his kingdom and the works of the church. Here's the thing. The works from the church, that's a self-created problem in our country because we have for-profit healthcare. We didn't have for-profit healthcare. Churches couldn't go around saying, oh, well, we gave all this money to these people. You can give all the fuck you want to give to people. But they're probably people that you want that money to go to. You shouldn't discriminate with your giving. I get it. Some churches do some good things for people in bad situations. Never said they didn't. But there's also many examples of pastors becoming rich, enriched off of their tax-free donations. Now, if you want to deny that, then sorry, bro. I don't know what to tell you. That's just the truth. Kenneth Copeland, Joel Osteen. These people always look like demons, too. You ever notice that? That damn Kenneth Copeland, man, that guy looks like a straight-up demon. And Joel Osteen, you know, wouldn't let people into his church during the hurricanes. You know, actions speak louder than words, brother. Cope harder. Okay, if you believe that the churches, if you believe that, the church's circus will keep that money. Yep. They'll keep that money. They'll do what they want to with it. Jesus was a liberal. He fed the poor. He preached socialism. Yeah, I always send people to the Matthews 24 or 25 through 31. Those are the verses that tell you whether or not somebody's a real Christian or a fake Christian. It's there clear as day in the Bible. That one day people will either sit on this side with me, the sheeps or the goats. If you're a sheep, then you fed me, you welcomed me, you loved your neighbors, you clothed people, you helped the poor, and you will be granted God's kingdom. On the other side are the goats. The goats are the ones who did none of those things. They did the opposite of those things. They demonized the immigrants. They didn't help people in need, especially if they weren't their color. So those are, according to the Bible, those are the ones going to be burning in hell. So what do you say now? I mean, it's your text. It's your Bible. I'm quoting from your Bible. So please tell me what I'm missing about kindness and compassion and empathy. All right, what do we got? Yeah. That's all. Beautiful day. Beautiful day out, actually, now. Well, now it is. The sun came out for a minute. I'm going to get out of here, guys. We've had some good discussions today. Hopefully no feelings have been hurt too badly. Because, you know, that's why we're human. We have to communicate with other people. We live in a society. As much as you hate other people, you have to learn to live with them. Does that mean going to all their events all their parties and celebrating their differences? Absolutely not. But you have to learn to live with them, because we're not going anywhere. We're not going anywhere. These 60% of the country that stood up, they're there and they're not going anywhere unless you want to kill us. And if you want to kill us, we can go that route too. Good luck with that, because we got a lot of fighters. All right. Let's see what we got over here. Got to go charge my phone. The haters got. Love all you guys. Love the conversation. Continue. That's what it's about. Let's come in here tonight. Let's have a good time, and let's come in here. Let's play our game. I'm going to say between 6 and 7. I'm going to pop on tonight. 6 and 7, somewhere in there. Unless something happens, and then it might be a little bit later. But let's do a good one tonight. Come on into the stream. Let's have some laughs. Let's play some games. And yeah, I'm looking forward to it, to start this Good Friday off, or Fine Friday, or whatever you want to call it. Enjoy the rest of your day, guys. And thanks for being here for this time. And I'll talk to you later. All right, guys. Remember, it's not red versus blue. It's a 1% versus you. Lock that in your head. Never let that out of your head. Never let it out of your head, because once it's in your head and you understand it, you will be an enlightened, changed person who will never go back to protecting bootlickers, to protecting billionaires, to protecting pedophiles. You will never be that person again once you realize who the real enemy is. So, open up your eyes and join our movement here. Love every one of you. Sorry, so windy. Till next time, guys.